Okay. So, before I fucking start this, I need to explain. Just allow me to explain. So, Toxie, you might know him on fucking Twitch as one of my moderators. I should probably not be that loud. He bought me this game, which is already not fucking helping, right? But, whatever happens, happens. If I need to, I can just blur shit out or black it out. But, like, this Innocuous Pines he bought me, and I'm like, I'm gonna make a fucking video of him sooner or later. And, here we are. I have time off. I'm able to record this. I'm allowed to be as loud and freaky as I want. And this cannot do anything worse than half of the shit I've seen and kinda into anyway. Like, that's the thing, is I'm looking at the name Big Bad Futanari Wolf. I'm just like, it's vanilla to me at this point. Because 90% of kinks are fucking vanilla. Because I'm broken! God damn. I've been on the internet for far too long. When you, in middle school, when you were born in 1991 and middle school is like 2001 up, and you're just like, I wonder if anybody else knows if there's a forum where I can talk to people about Eris death. And so you type in erisdies.com, and boy howdy, you're in fucking school, and you're learning all about this new shit because Eris Dies is a fucking hentai website. So, and the teacher didn't give a shit. So, there's a gallery option. Oh shit. Okay, let's just jump right into this. Let's rip the band-aid off. Alright. Please enter your... Fuck you. Welcome, Phoebe. No, thank you, Big Bad Futanari Wolf. She has to be at least a foot long, by the way. Your adventure starts here. Okay. That's really fucking good art. Why is that really good art? What is the wolf gonna look like? The basket is over there, Phoebe. Oh, don't put my mom in this. Please don't forget it this time around. Okay, Mom. The tips in my fuzzy rabbit ears. Fuck. Okay. Shut straight up at the sound of my mother's voice. First of all, that's missing a period. Second of all, I'm a cat. Well, I'm a Nico. I'm not a bunny girl. I'm a kitty girl. As I turn in time to see her pointing at the counter, there's the period. There should have been, like, there's extra lines down here. Already I had to stifle a groan. As usual, I was being asked to make a food delivery to my grandma, who, for whatever reason, chose to live out in the middle of nowhere and refused to move closer to the village, because she knows that she's gonna get some back! It was one of the safest villages for bunnies. How old is Grandma, really? How hot is Grandma? And outsiders were frowned upon for a good reason due to our natural instincts to be wary of others, which I didn't mind. Most of my life had been spent inside the village with occasional trips outside, and my mother had always warned me about things outside the walls. After all, there are so many more predators now. According to the town's whisperers of something hidden in the woods and waiting to pounce. You mean waiting to fucking mount? A shudder ran down my back. That's not a shudder! Before shoving those thoughts away. Something else is gonna get shoved later. After all, I'd never run into any problems before, so it was just another trip. Additionally, it wasn't like she lived super far, just far enough to kill half my day while I walked into the woods. Bitch, that means you have to walk half the day back! Or are we staying at Grandma's and smoking a bowl for the rest of the day? I'm kind of quoting MC Fran a lot there, the glaucoma medicine bit from, That's the Story. Even the basket wasn't super heavy for my petite frame, which made life a lot easier. I'm not petite, I'm a fat cunt. Picking it up and slinging it over my shoulder, that is true. I do that with my laptop bag all the time, which is now just my purse. I looked over just as I got to the front door separating me and the outside world. I'm off, I called out loudly, though it probably didn't come off as much more than a whisper. Make sure to stay on the pathway. And with that, I headed out the door through the village. It wasn't far from my grandma's small cottage, but far enough to be an effort given my small, tiny, little petite size. Hopefully, I could go to and back without bumping into anyone. Oh boy. Though on the way, I saw some other bunny boys. Smirking as I walked by and resisted the urge to hop away. Aww, but I wanna... to the best of my abilities, I ducked my head and lowered my ears over my face, hoping they wouldn't see me. But I should have known better. Hey, Phoebe! Oh god, it's the fucking Minot Street douchebags all over again. Looks like that basket is bigger than you are. Everyone laughed, my face flushed with embarrassment. I had bullies growing up that lived a street down the hill from me and would act like the fucking craziest thing. Wasn't when they chased me and I tried to get away on my bike by jumping into the street and getting hit by a car. No, it was when they stalked me in fucking middle school and skipped their school day to watch me at my field day. They were fucking just, Jesus Christ, they were crazy. Later on, I found out there was almost a gang shooting by them at a fucking church. It was wonderful. I've lived a long, crazy bullshit life. It was hard being so much smaller than the other bunny boys. Let me see them! And even though I tried hard to bulk up and exercise, it didn't make a difference. You have the ability to have this fucking art? But you don't give me the guys? It meant I was a lot faster than them, though, which is something. For most of my life, I'd been made fun of because I was smaller, which meant that having a chance to hook up with any of the bunny girls was limited. I'm concerned. Are they assuming my gender here? Because they said, oh, some other bunny boys. I'm not a bunny boy. I am full lesbian with these girls right now. They wanted a bigger, more masculine guy to enjoy. Oh my god. So my sex life had been limited to my hand and lusting after other animals from afar. It's begun. This is my kind of writing. It doesn't make it better that I've been thinking of finding a mate, but to no avail. It only saddens me that despite our female counterparts being in a constant state of heat, oh shit, they still would never turn to give a glance my way. Wait a minute, if all the females are in heat consistently, and we have a living mom, just putting it out there that there might be some incest in this game. Even when they're shaking their tails with their lower half high in the air to show that they want a mate, it's never directed toward me. Oh, I'm so sorry, other me. That's what you get for being pre-transition. No one would ever want someone like me. A small pain filled my heart as I continued forward. I now feel bad for alternate me. This music is too fucking cheery. Once I was out of the village, the path led away through the woods toward my grandma's house. And it was an easy trip. The basket wasn't super hard to carry, but I needed to sit down and take a break just after entering the woods. After all, Grandma wasn't going anywhere, and I was in no hurry at all. Sitting down, it was always worth looking around to see if there were any predators. Being a bunny always had its issues once you were out of the village's protection. But there hasn't been a major predator around for a long time. Oh, it's gonna be long something. The rumors were, from what I heard, to ensure everyone gets back to their dens in time. Time for what? So when a voice came from behind the tree and startled me, I almost jumped out of my furry skin. Hey there, little bunny. What you got in that picnic basket? Is this Bugs Bunny? What the fuck? The voice was female, and when the figure stepped out from behind the tree, my senses went up because I could see that it was Wolf Lady. Show her. Please show her. Just show her. That is Luna from Hell of a Boss! That is actively Luna from Hell of a Boss. This is... Wow! Wow. The good news was, usually the ladies weren't predators, so I wasn't in any danger. Dude, it doesn't fucking matter. You're in danger of goddamn copyright infringement right now. But my nose still twitched on high alert because a boyfriend might be just around the corner. Oh my god, please let the three-way happen. Please let the bunny get spit roasted. Or Eiffel Towered. One that would probably love to rip me to shreds to impress her. Rip you to shreds in what way? I swallowed with a tight smile, trying to not make any movement as my ears perked and twitched with every little movement. Oh my god. If danger were nearby, take off, and with my tiny size, it wouldn't be that hard either. I'm just heading to my grandma's house, so it's food for her. Her body was voluptuous, and she wore a sexy bra and skirt with a pointed nose. Did the bra or the skirt have a pointed nose? Even though I knew she was a wolf and much bigger than I was, it was impossible for me not to feel stirrings inside me, despite how raw and taboo it was. My little carrot was going boing! My small body might have never experienced a female of any species. But that didn't mean I was immune to the fact that this wolf woman was sexy as hell. She was much bigger than I was, and her curves were incredible. I mean, those two curves are she doesn't have an ass. I guess she's got a little bit of one. She had nice big breasts, long legs, and even her eyes and the way her nose pointed were really alluring. It's just Luna. I can't not see it as Luna, and Luna is just of age. I can't not see it. Maybe I really am going crazy to even lust after a predator. It's the only thing you're getting, dude. Though, who could blame me for how her eyes virtually devoured me, made me shiver recklessly. She wasn't making any advances or doing anything threatening, so it felt pretty safe. I've been told to make sure I didn't fall for any tricks with other animals. But nothing in her disposition was throwing off my radar or making my ears perk up. I should fucking get alcohol for this. It's just Luna. My name is Pepper. No, it fucking isn't. She cocked her head to one side. She cocked something. And I couldn't help but flush when her eyes drifted down the length of my body. I'm not even sure as to why, as I'm certain it's nothing more than the curiosity of something different. Again, I just want to reiterate that this was bought by Toxie, and so was Nauseous Pines. However, if you ever see me speedrun or stream the game's Changed, or potentially Tribal Hunter, that's all me. Changed I've already spent money on. And I found out about it from a speedrunning site. Fuck. And Tribal Hunter is, you know, an extremely interesting fucking Metroidvania of kinks that I'm not personally into, but that's not gonna stop me from playing it just because it's a Metroidvania. I'm not even sure as to why, but I'm certain it's nothing more than the curiosity of seeing something different. It's not often I see bunny boys around here. You're still not seeing one, lady. You're a particularly delicate little thing. Oh my fucking god. Aren't you? I had to flush, my head skipping several beats. It sounded like a compliment, and I grew elastic to even being praised. You mean ecstatic? As shameless and depressing as it sounded. I guess so. I'm just taking a break before continuing. My name is Phoebe. Well, hello there, Phoebe. Well, hello there too, Luna. Kind of strange for you to be all by yourself on this path while I'm going to Grandma's house, where nothing bad can possibly happen. I live in these woods and would love to make a new friend like you. I bet you fucking would. The words were friendly enough, and they even sounded a slight bit seductive. It made my nose twitch, but my cock also started to twitch. I couldn't help it, given how beautiful she was. Oh my god, I should be drinking. I just want it to be known that I read to people I used to read to people on Saturdays on a server on Discord. And for April Fool's Day, I did Sonic and the Search for Love and My Immortal, the Harry Potter fanfic. And so I'm used to this. I couldn't help it given how beautiful she was. She might be a predator, but I knew how to appreciate someone beautiful like her after all. However, I am speed reading this, or I'm trying to, while still giving some type of commentary, specifically for the fact of I don't know how long this game is, and I don't have long to record. I have like 5 hours. However, it was better to be safe than sorry. Hunting animals always knew how to charm their way into getting a prey animal's trust before they eat them. Plus, I wasn't in the woods to chat up wolves, that was for sure. I'd probably be better heading off. It was nice to meet you, Pepper. I couldn't help but check out her body one more time. I have to do it at least once if she says something really good. It wasn't very often I got to look at a sensual woman of her size. And my family had no way of knowing that was what I craved because I was so small myself. Macro, micro. Well, hold on there, Phoebe the bunny. Don't the flowers here look gorgeous? Maybe your grandma would like some. I know I would if I was all alone out in the woods. Add some color to her day, why don't you? I stopped mid-step. Turning my head towards her, I looked down at the path of beautiful wildflowers of all sorts of colors. I'm realizing that technically the leaves that she's wearing as a bra and skirt technically count as flowers. And she might try to take them off. Mother had always told me not to stray from the path to Grandma's, but Pepper was right. Grandma always liked flowery things. It wouldn't take long to pick some wild ones that would look nice. What the fuck is on this thing that I kept? Oh, elitist puzzle stuff. Right. It's not like I'm running off the path, but just going slightly astray. It shouldn't be that bad, but I found myself nodding to her suggestion. I just want to be known right now that I have no idea what's about to happen in this game. I know nothing about this game besides the fact that Toxie bought me and the name is Big Bad Futanari Wolf. For all I know, Vor could be a thing in this game. I'm kinda hoping not. I don't kink shame. I never will kink shame unless it's something like pedophilia, in which case go fuck yourself, kill yourself. But at the end of the day, Vor isn't the thing for me. That's a good idea. With that, I moved into the field and started picking some wildflowers, expecting that Pepper would stick around and help me out. Yet as soon as I turned back towards the tree she had been hanging out against, she was gone. A slight frown made its way to my face. My ears drooped ever so slightly in disappointment. This bitch is teasing us. She hidden anywhere in the background? Is this her? You know? Is this her? Is that her? Actually, that might be her. That's like a bear or something. I don't know what the fuck that thing is, but it is terrifying. Slight frown made its way, and my fucking things drooped with disappointment. Well, what did I expect? It took a little while to find the perfect combination, and picking flowers was always something I enjoyed. And another thing the other bunny boys made fun of me for. Oh, please tell me this is going where I think it's going in that regard. However, they weren't here at the moment, so I had time to really enjoy making a decent arrangement. Please, God, if you're there, please let there be some bunny boy stuff going on where he's cross-dressing and he's a cute little trap. Just the thought of seeing my grandma smile is enough to make me excited and take my time. Don't you fucking say that about your grandma. Don't say you're excited. Once the flowers were put together, I grabbed the basket and headed off to Grandma's. I was having a pretty bad day at this moment. Oh my god, I know how fucking Little Red Riding Hood goes. So there might actually be some incest play. Except it's actually the wolf. So it's not incest, it's incest play. This is gonna go so poorly for me. I was having a pretty bad day this morning. but it was quickly turned around by my small interaction with Pepper. Maybe not all predators are bad. Knocking lightly, I walked inside. Her door was never locked after all. That is not a bad house. I would live here. 90% of this is bed. I love this. Grandma, it's Phoebe. I'm here with some food and I have a surprise for you as well. Phoebe, is that you? I'm back here. Oh my god. It's actually about to happen. I heard a voice that sounded slightly different than her usual. It's fucking happening. Well, she was sick after all. Not overly surprising that she might have a different voice. Walking into the back of the house, but everyone was slightly dark as well. With just a faint bit of light coming in through the window. Please just show me the fucking shadow. Please show me the silhouette. I carried the basket in and put it down on the floor. However, something seemed a bit off. She looked slightly different. A bit bigger, and was taking up much more of the bed than usual. Not to mention, something in my stomach churned. Everything inside of me was telling me to run. I chose to ignore it, not thinking much of it. Oh my god, this is a vor thing, isn't it? Walking close to the room was dark enough to see her, but she was definitely bigger. A bit of a kerchief was tied around her head, and the covers were pulled right up around her chin. I blinked, tilting my head as I took another step. Are you okay, Grandma? I'm fine, Phoebe. Just getting some rest in bed. I swore there was a slight threatening growl erupting from the center of the bed. Oh no. I was still a few feet away from her and everything looked a bit weird. Why does your fur look darker, Grandma? Her usual bright fur like mine had taken on a darker look. Maybe it was just the way the light was hitting her, combined with the fact that I couldn't see her body and just the fringe around her head. It certainly was off-putting. Oh, Phoebe, you're overthinking it. Oh, Phoebe, I'm just getting old. You know how things get when you age. She responded in a low, husky voice. A shudder ran down my back, alarm bells going off inside as she beckoned me. Why don't you come a bit closer, dear? I stepped forward, but something had my ears on high warning. I perked up because there was definitely something wrong. After all, my ears were never wrong when it came to sensing danger. That was when I saw her eyes as well. Why do your eyes look so big, Grandma? They were definitely much larger than usual and focused entirely on me. How about you point out the fact that they're fucking red? And not the picnic basket or the flowers that I knew she would love so much. I have to open them wider to see properly nowadays. Like I said, Phoebe, I'm getting fucking old. Step a bit closer so I can get a real good look at you. I stepped forward a little bit closer. You are so fucking retarded. My, that's a good girl. My nipples tightened at my grandma's appraisal, much to my utter horror. Oh my god. Thank you. The figure in the bed looked much bigger than I remembered my grandma being, but I don't think I could even process anything clearly right now. I have no idea what's causing my body to react in such a way, and I could feel the heat burning through every inch of my body. My, how big you've gotten, Phoebe. In what way? Height or length? Not such a little body anymore, are you? I repeat the fucking question, Grandma. I wasn't the only one who was getting bigger, that was for sure. Holy shit. Her hands looked bigger than I remember. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. Her hands are getting bigger. Yep. Well, what about you? Why do your hands look so big compared to before, Grandma? They looked like they wanted to reach out and grab me somehow. This whole situation was very strange. It was making me go on high alert. I'm going to become a fucking bunny fleshlight. I was starting to wonder what was wrong with her, but I didn't want to bolt and make my grandma sad either. You're fucking dumb! I love her so much after all. She's gonna love you more! She brushed it off with an ominous chuckle and cunning reply. That's just so I can hug my fifth grandson a bit tighter. Her hands flexed back and forth. Now, why don't you come closer so Grandma can give you a big hug, Phoebe? I decided to take one step closer, but as I did, I saw something else I hadn't noticed before. How the fuck are you still going closer? There was a massive... It begins. There was a massive bulge that had tented her sheets, standing straight up between where her legs would normally be. What is that big bulge, Grandma? There's something there. Before I could even blink, my grandma suddenly moved faster than I expected. Throwing off the sheets, she jumped out of the bed and almost grabbed me. Except that it wasn't Grandma after all. It was Pepper, the wolf lady from the woods, and she was buck fucking naked. Come on, you... Yep, that's a cock. That's some titties and that's a cock. Her large breasts bobbed with each breath she took, and between her legs was a massive throbbing cock. That's definitely a fucking throbbing cock with some vein. I turned and fled right away, bounding towards the door, but she had cut me off before I could get there. Her enormous... I thought I almost said enormous, and I fucked that up. The fact that I can actually look at the text and not look up is definitely a awful sign of how much shit I've seen. Her enormous body loomed across the doorway of the house. I was trapped. I could not reach the back door or another way out. Again, that's just Luna. Her sharp canine teeth glistened, and it almost seemed like there was madness in her eyes of the drool slathering down her face. Standing in front of the door, my whole body was on edge, seeing her furry form blocking my way. She's probably gonna make you edged. But it was impossible for me not to see that she was incredibly hot, and her body was voluptuous. Curves everywhere alongside lush, soft-looking fur and massive, voluminous breasts, along with a big, throbbing between her legs. Even looking at that, I had to admit that seeing something like it had me curious. What type of wolf lady was this? And what should she have planned for me? You haven't figured that out? The cock was thick, veiny, and throbbing eagerly, jutting straight out and showing me that she was definitely horny looking at me. And it was something that looked like it needed to be satisfied. Use his ass! He's a bunny. His teeth might be a little buck, and you don't want him sucking you off. It might scrape. But how would that even be possible? Well, hello, Phoebe. You found out my little secret. That is not fucking little. She giggled and took a step toward me. Unconsciously, I stepped back towards the bedroom, the only place I could escape to. Brilliant. Her muscles flexed and her cock bobbed as she stalked me closer and closer. What do you want with me? Pepper licked her lips, but it wasn't in a way that said she wanted to eat me, I'll think. Thank God. There was something else behind her eyes, mixed with the way her body swayed and moved. Every time she stepped closer and I stepped back, I was feeling my own body respond. My cock was much smaller than hers, but it was getting hard looking at her furry body. She looked down at my body and licked her lips. I'm only just now realizing that she's not the Fuda with like both parts, she's just a Fuda with a cock and balls. You're so cute. I want to devour you, little bunny. Well, I mean, you want the bunny boy version of me to devour that cock with that, with some hole, but... Okay, anyway. Devour? My knees were moments away from giving out from the tension. You gotta fall into the bed. I continued to shuffle backward, and I fell back as the bed was behind. Oh my god, I know too much. I know too much. We continued and I hadn't noticed. The fluffy surface cushioned my fall, but Pepper pounced on top of me as soon as I was on my back on the bed. Fuck me. I don't know how I'm gonna censor that. My whole body went rigid, wondering what would happen between us. Is this the only piece of art in the entire game, or do I actually get to have a scene? Was she going to eat me, or was there something else she was planning on doing? My question was answered pretty fucking quickly. She had me pinned on the bed underneath her sexy body, which was much bigger than my small frame. Toxie, this is for you! But her massive cock was jutting out between her legs still. As she shuffled forward, the massive head came close to my mouth and quivering nose. Take a little lick, Phoebe. Be a good girl for me, okay? I want to feel those cute little bunny lips on my cock. I had to shake my head. This was a situation I never thought I'd be in, even though I thought Pepper was sexy as hell. Sucking her big cock wasn't something I was planning on doing. I get to fucking age restrict this. This is wonderful. No. I pressed my lips tightly together. That is not the best idea. Still, she seemed quite determined. Traveling forward, her cock pressed against my closed lips. This is why it was not the best idea. The heady smell caused something inside of me to ache. Oh, the cock musk. My smaller cock twitching ever so slightly at the way she was pinning me down. Suck it, Phoebe! I know you want to. You'll be so much happier once you accept your place in nature. Is this gonna be some hypno cum? Is it like once you taste the cum, you can't go back? There's stuff like that out there. Just give it a try. I know you'll like it. This is gonna be some very hypnotic mind brainwashing cum. Finally, I knew she was in total control and parted my lips, letting her slide the head inside my mouth. It felt so full and hot on my tongue I could feel its stiffness as my lips wrapped around it tightly. I hummed lightly, tears pricking at the corner of my eyes. Allowing her more access was the only option for a better chance at survival, so I tried to let my lips and tongue expand as much as possible to let her in further. Why did I think this was gonna be somewhat tame? Why did I think this was gonna be okay to record? I know the internet. I've been here long enough. I'm like friends with the people who write shit like this. Why did I think this was gonna be okay? It's not that I'm saying it's not okay. You know, not judging anybody or anything about anything. But this is a fucking YouTube channel. It seemed impossible to make my mouth big enough for her fucking massive dong. As I worked hard to give her as much room in my mouth as possible, it started to slide in further somehow. Oh, we are training that mouth to deep throat. Damn, that feels real good, Phoebe. Pepper petted my head. Oh. Use your tongue and lick me. Yes, mistress. Pepper. I muffled out and started to move my tongue across the thick shaft and the veins and the ways she felt in my mouth. Plus the fact that a very alluring wolf was moaning on top of me was starting to get kind of hot. Knowing that I was giving her pleasure and she was enjoying what I was doing was intense. And I felt my body respond, my own smaller cock getting hard as a rock. Didn't that happen earlier? Yeah, Phoebe. Good bunny, sucking my big cock like an obedient little bitch. She started to move her hips back and forth slowly, and I realized she was getting off between my lips. Her big cock starting to get even hotter and throbbing. Pre-cum sloshing down my throat, and some even drizzling down my chin of how big she was. Having my mouth fucked by this sexy wolf woman was starting to drive me crazy. Her paws wrapped around my head, and with low moans in her throat, she started to go faster, fucking my mouth with more of her inches. As she moaned, my cock got even harder. I never suspected that sucking a big cock would get me so turned on. Suddenly, Pepper thrust deep, and her cock flexed in my mouth, spurting a thick load of cum out of the head onto my tongue and down my throat. And this is when the real fun begins. She continued to fuck my mouth as her cock drained, and there was no way to control it. All I could do was swallow and enjoy the sensation of her veiny dick flexing in my mouth. When she pulled it slowly out, both of us were panting for breath, and I could taste her cum coating my lips and cheeks. It actually tasted real good and felt nice and warm as it fountained down my throat. I fucking knew! God help me! The amount was incredible. I never thought a dick could contain so much cum. Is this what it meant to be consumed by predators and be at their mercy? Why? Why did I want this so much? My animalistic instincts were at war with one another. One part of me told me to take off right now, but another part of me wanted to go on all fours. Not only that, but having my arse high in the air, spreading my own ass as some sort of offering to bring me up. Finally, her dick pulled out of my mouth, glistening with my saliva, connecting us together. Yeah, that's about right. She paused and looked down at me, but her cock was still rock hard. Oh, yep, we're doing the other entrance now. I felt my heart racing, unsure of what was going to happen next between us. It's gonna be between something, those ass cheeks, boy. I could never have imagined I'd end up at Grandma's house sucking a big cock from a wolf woman. Where the fuck is Grandma? Her eyes took on a primal look again that made me shiver as we stared at each other. I want more, Phoebe. More of this little bunny body of yours. I had no idea what that meant. Yes, you do. But I knew Pepper was completely in control. What do you want me to do? Her big paws grabbed me and suddenly she flipped me over like I weighed nothing. Called it. Spreading my legs. Called it. She pinned me down and settled behind me. Her paws slid up and yanked off my clothes like they were tissue paper, just being discarded all over the floor. That's a new one for me. I could feel her weight on top of me again, but this time her head moved between my legs from behind, while her hands kept me imprisoned on the bed. A low growl came from her throat. Is she gonna, gently nibble and bite on his neck? I'm going to enjoy this tight bunny ass of yours. Lie still, Phoebe, unless you want me to get rough with you. However, I should warn you that if you run now, my animal instinct will take over. And I might rip you into shreds. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I knew that Pepper was in total control of the situation. I just need to know, because this Phoebe is a very small bunny, and that is a very big cock. How big is my body in proportion to that cock? When other Phoebe just deep-throated, did that just directly hit the stomach? If she puts two loads in other Phoebe, is other Phoebe gonna look pregnant? Is this gonna be some conflation stuff? She leaned forward and I had no idea what she was planning on doing with me. A wet tongue glided across my asshole, and I yelped, trying to scramble away. But I was behind. I'm losing it. But I was being held solid against the bed. Okay, so absolutely, we were getting the full stomach pump. Right. I'd never been touched there before at all, and while it felt slightly wrong, her tongue was actually warm and wet, and as she started to lick my ass and moan, vibrations sent bolts of pleasure through me I wasn't expecting. Somehow, I managed to relax and enjoy it, and as Pepper continued to devour my ass, that fucking bunny design looks familiar. Is that Yojimbo Usagi? No. No, but that's from something. I laid myself out submissively for her, and then somehow managed to arch my back to shove my butt closer to her tongue. Her growls and moans were turning me on, and the fact that my rock-hard cock was rubbing against the bed only enhanced the sensations of her playful tongue dancing around my throbbing hole. She was being quite thorough ribbing me, and then her tongue would slide down to my balls and tickle them as well. I could feel it starting to throb and pulse, my body flexing to enjoy more of her oral skills. Which means she's trained. I began to wonder what it would feel like to have my small cock between her lips, and it made me even hornier. As she looked at me, a furry hand reached around in front, and she placed it over my small dick, rubbing it lightly. That sent a bolt of pleasure through my body, and she sighed into my... That's also new for me. And she sighed into my ass, stroking me with just a couple of fingers. That was all she needed to tug on my tiny cock. She started to speak with her face buried between my legs. God, you're such a little bunny bitch, Phoebe. You can see how hard the pathetic little dick of yours is. You love my tongue in your ass, don't you? All I could think of in response was a moan of my own. I had to admit, it did feel really good. The best part of this is I can't connect to Steam. I just already had this downloaded, but I keep getting the fucking -105 error, which is a DNS Pro problem. But other people are gonna see that I played this fucking game to length. This is wonderful. I had to admit, it did feel really good. Just wait until my big cock is inside this desperate little ass. You're going to take it... I can't speak anymore. You're going to take all of it, Phoebe. I know you want it. My body went tense, imagining the idea of her massive dock buried in the tight hole she was licking. There was no way it would ever fit. Pepper lifted her body up and grabbed my hips to pull my small hindquarters closer. My winking hole was wet and ready, but my whole body was on edge as she took her massive cock and ran it up and down my ass. It felt gigantic behind me. I thought about trying to spring away, but she had a firm hold on my hips. Her body pressed forward and the tip pushed against me, making a sharp pain shoot up from my behind. Somehow, her thick cock head spread my butthole open and slid inside with just the tip, making my whole body squirm around desperately. Yeah, I figured there might be new art. That just looks painful. Every muscle felt rigid and hard as she penetrated me, filling me up to the brim. It just looks like she's about to shove it into his own, and I don't need docking. Now my instinct kicked me in again, and I started to struggle, but it was pointless. Her body was easily overpowering mine, and she had me totally pinned down on the bed, almost unable to breathe, with her hot body on top of mine pushing me down. Please. It's so much. Or it's too much. Breathe, Phoebe. Just give in to it. You need to submit. She instructed and moaned behind me as her cock struggled to fit. Once I took a deep breath, she was able to push again, and another inch of her slid inside, stretching me even more. The tension returned, and I had to gasp and clench the sheets one more time. Damn, you're so fucking tight, bunny boy. You're gonna be my little bunny bitch from now on. This tight little ass feels way too good for a one-time thing. All I could do was whimper in response. Uh-huh. Taking another deep breath, I managed to relax, another inch eased in, and another. It felt like the most massive object ever was lodging in my ass. This is gonna be fucking unlisted. And I quickly realized that she was only maybe halfway inside of me. God damn! However, now she could slide back and forth, and I could feel every inch of her thick, veiny shaft. It was throbbing and hot and made me feel so incredibly full. Pressure and stretch had my entire body on edge. Her voluptuous breast brushed against my back as she kept massaging my ass cheeks, leaning forward and saying things into my ear. Phoebe, this sexy little ass feels so good. I'm gonna fuck your little bunny butt anytime I like. I hope you don't have a problem with that. Now that I've had a taste, I'm not going to let you go anytime soon. Hearing how hot she was while fucking me was making me crazy. And to be fucked, to be mated, to be ravished. Suddenly I realized that my tiny ass had stretched enough to take her, and Bubba was now fucking me properly without any pain coursing through me as it had before. Now our cock was deep enough that I could feel every inch, and it started to feel good. Really good. It wasn't expected, but now I could tell exactly what people talked about when they talked about anal sex. We were both panting, hot, and now it felt like I was excited to please her. To let her use my body thoroughly, however she wanted. More, please. I hate this. I found myself begging desperately as she hammered away at me. It sounded like she was getting excited too, and her hips started to move faster, and her little yelps and growls of pleasure got louder. Her hands clenched at my butt, and I let her reach down and caress my balls. I started to feel like I could use my muscles, and I bore down as she fucked me, using my ass to make her cock feel even better. Fuck, you're making me crazy. Her desperation was made clear as she nipped at my neck. Called it fucking like half an hour ago that was gonna happen. More. I need you. Even though it seemed like she was in control, I could push back into her, knowing it also provided her pleasure. Maybe this was the right role for me. To be a submissive little bunny to a dominating woman and give her exactly what she was craving. And the fact that it was my body was driving me crazy. That was it. This was what I'd been craving and missing. Claws dug into my sides as she continued to fuck me hard, and the flash of pain just made it even harder that she was using my body so hard and deep. I knew there was no way it could last much longer, but every movement now was sending rippling pulses through my body straight to my own cock that was throbbing underneath me. It was insanely hot, and our fur started to rub together with sweat. I was dwarfed by her larger body, and her breasts were now mashing against me. I'm just really missing. Mr. Kitty could be out the door right now listening to me describe furry sex. Feeling her hard nipples rubbing through the fur on my back as she continued to use me for her pleasure. Suddenly she slowed down and moaned. Fuck, I'm gonna come. I hadn't even thought about the possibility of her coming in my ass. But now that she was talking about it, my body spasmed, and I knew that it was something I was craving. And the thought of this wolf woman blowing her massive loads into my tight little ass, claiming my body for hers, and sending me back made me spiral. And I found myself responding with eagerness. Give it to me. Come in my ass and fill me up! Fuck! It was accompanied by me squeezing my ass around her cock as hard as I could. Pepper thrust into me deep one more time, and then I heard her breath hitch and knew precisely what was about to happen. The fullness and position hit my ass perfectly, and I felt a massive rush to my cock, realizing that what she was doing would make me unleash my load as well. Fuck. She gasped, and I felt her dick spurt a massive shot of heat into my asshole, filling me with slickness. The sensation was so intense that my own body shuddered, and a load shot out of my cock onto the bed below me, making me cry out with a high-pitched wail as I emptied my balls at the same time that Pepper did. At this point, half of his load might just be her load. Except her load was firmly placed in my ass, so big that as she moved slightly, there was a squelching noise. Is he gonna get cumflation? I swear to God! And cum started to drip out of my butt. My cock spurted again and again, making my whole body convulse underneath her sexy hips and breasts. Her cock slid in and out a few more times as we both started coming down from the high of being so intensely sexual with each other. Where the fuck is Grandma? Also, I'm wrong. That might actually be, No, that's balls. That's balls. I never imagined that my first time would be with a wolf woman. And I never expected that the woman would claim my anal virginity before I lost my own. And now that I'd experienced it, I was hoping that it could happen again and again. It felt so incredibly good to have her body in total control of mine. She pulled down and her massive cock stretched my hole wide one more time. One more time! As she slid beside me and curled up. Are we actually going to have some aftercare? Are we actually about to have some... Oh, no, of course not. Why would we have aftercare? Her warm body and sexy breasts and hips were the ideal places to bury my body into for warmth. Maybe we are getting aftercare. Coming down from subspace, I guess, right? And feeling how nice it was to have her fur against mine after what we just enjoyed with each other was perfect. Pepper sighed as she started to pet me slowly. My tail started to wag. When her breath calmed down, she grinned and turned to me. I hope there's still something good to eat in that basket. I just worked quite the appetite. Her sexy body was furry and delicious looking with her massive throbbing dick between her sexy legs. I never suspected that a wolf woman could look so hot. This is like the 8th time he said that. At least that meant she wasn't going to eat me. Well, not like that. Maybe once we rested a little while, we'd be ready for some more fun before I had to get home. Where the fuck is Grandma? As my lifeless body lay curled in her arms, I thought suddenly occurred to me. Hey, Papa? Where's my Grandma? The end. What? Huh? Who? What? What's this? Oh? Is this worth it? Something gonna happen? Hello? That's not a... What? Why would you do an ellipses into ellipses? You made it seem like there was gonna be an after credit. What the fuck? That's, I need to know. Credits created by Boy Art Demo Art. I don't know who either of these fuckers are. And that's saying something. If there's a kink artist, I practically know all of them. Fuck. Well, that's actually be fair. In some circles, I know pretty much every artist, and I'm friends with, like, every artist. That's like the other half of the Venn diagram. It's great. It's fucking awful. The friendship Venn diagram. LP/podcast. Fucking porn. Okay. What's the about page like? Big Bad Futanari Wolf version 1.0 made with RenPy. This program contains free software and a number of licenses, including the MIT license. I'm sorry, wait, are you from my fucking area? Actually, let's be fair. Some of the artists I didn't know for the longest time were from my area. It secretly turned out. And GNU Lesser General Public License. A complete list of software, including links to full source code, can be found here. There is no oh, never mind. Well, shit. I'm not clicking it, but it's nice to know that it exists. Help! yeah. Toggles assistive self-voicing. What? No. Hold on. I need to know now.
Self-voicing enabled.
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome, SDFG.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Your adventure starts here.
Oh, sweet Jesus. This is the sexiest voice I've ever heard.
Mom, the basket is over there, SDFG. Back, hit, skip.
I need to know. I need to know. You're gonna give me a minute. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
But hope though.
I swear to God, we're gonna get there. I need to know.
Self-voicing disabled.
Yeah, I know shit. The fucking self-voicing is disabled. We need to go fast. We need to go fucking Mach speed. I need to know. I want to know if the fucking voice will actually describe what the fuck's going down during the sexy times. Listen, it's gonna be great. Wait a minute, hold on. No, because this, I'm now realizing, this means that this entire fucking time, she knew which grandma it was. So were the flowers for her? What? No, I don't want to know anymore. It's all good. Nothing matters. We're just gonna get to the times. I need to know. I need to know what self-voicing sounds like when it comes to the sex. Oh my God, how much longer is this? How long have I been going today?
Her large breasts bobbed with each breath she took, and between her legs was a massive throbbing cock.
With a massive throbbing cock. It doesn't even sound like they're seeing the CK. Sounds like you're seeing car from my area. A massive throbbing cock. Okay, we're done. I'm good. I'm fantastic. I don't know if I'm even gonna post this. This might be private. This might be unlisted. I have no fucking clue. But this was silly. This was a thing that I just did. All thanks to Toxie. Get the fuck back to the main menu.
Are you sure you want to?
Yes, I want you to shut the fuck up. I want you to hush your fucking mouth, game. Okay. The fucking Microsoft Sam here. Okay. If this is a fucking normal video, and you somehow survived until the end of this, blame my boy Toxic Cupcake. Over on Twitter. What a fucking dickhead. Toxie, I'm calling you out. How could you do this to me? I say, even though the way I know you is from a former roommate who's a streamer and is also part of the other Venn diagram. I give up. I just give up on my life. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's just full circle it. We did that in the past. Mom knows everything now. It's fine. Whatever. Fucking who cares at this point? Okay. Hey. Hi. Hello. If you somehow liked what you saw and want to see more shit like Big Bad Futanari, woof, with better voice act. If you want to see more shit like this, subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. There are cute emotes on Twitch. Currently playing through video games. You should follow me on Twitter. I guest star in people's podcasts sometimes. They're cool people. They're good friends. Probably not much longer once they watch this shit. But hey, if you want more like this, but with actual voice acting where I give my heart and soul into being really bad for myself and making the worst kind of impression possible, much like the first 2 voice acting gigs I did before getting Land Whale Murders, you should fucking Patreon me. Cause if this pays enough, there's no fucking limit to what I'll do, okay? I am the Let's Play Princess signing off. I'm gonna take a cold shower at this point. Yeah, life was a mistake. I'm signing off. Peace and love to you all as always.